it look fun. That's how they do where we from. You know it don't start till 1. That's how they do where they from.
You're listening to the No Big Deal Podcast.
Move fast, make it don't 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 move, 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 don't move. Yak it to the yak it to the yak it to the yak.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the NBD show. Today's episode is the Relationship Mad Lib. I am Ken.
I'm gonna go. My name is Vaughn. Hello.
Justin at the Wireless Freak on Twitter. George.
And Matt, the
Kyle.
David at Bear the Terror.
And Brandon at the Cougar Bait.
We're going to go to Justin. He was the creator of today's episode. So take it away, Justin.
So we're doing a little different this week. We are actually coming at the guys with some topics that we didn't bring up ahead of time. It's going to be a shocker, hopefully. Well, we'll see.
2 in the pink, 1 in the stink.
Exactly. Yeah.
You wouldn't know.
It would be a sugar.
Sugar. That'd be the whole thing. No, the sugar is, oh my god, run away. Oh my god, it's a vagina. Oh no.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, going into this serious topic.
We're going in deep.
Okay, we needed to get the Garmin Shook opinion of the Brexit.
Oh, man.
All right.
Wait, hold on. First, do you know what the Brexit is?
No.
You ever hear something called the news?
I don't watch this TV like you do.
I know, you don't watch the TV like I do. Good one.
You get home every day, take your nap, and watch TV.
Ooh, the pain. That really hurt.
I'm just saying, that's what you do.
Don't make me get upset with you.
You're getting upset at
Anyway, so, the Brexit. So, basically, from what I understand, Britain left the European Union. Great. The EU is for hippies and commies. That's what the EU is for. It ain't no good. They come over here, they spend all their euro money, and the problem with this is they come here and screw us, because at one point the euro was worth more. So they come up to Tahoe and spend a shitload of money and laugh at us like we laugh at Canada when we go spend our money over there. Or Mexico. I don't like that. This is America. Deal with it. That's my opinion on it. If they want to leave, I support them. If whatever Trump says, we're good to go. Trump was there in Scotland. He applauded the Brexit. I applaud it. Don't worry about the Nazi golf balls. That was just an anomaly.
So, do you hate every country that has a higher currency than the dollar?
No.
Or just the euro?
Do we need to discuss the Tea Party again?
I'm just curious.
They dumped a bunch of
You are aware that the Eurozone was equivalent to a dollar, though, right?
Just because you have Greek connections doesn't mean we're in America when Trump's coming.
Well, I think Kyle's fine if that dollar amount of that specific country is more than the U.S. dollar.
Yeah.
It's when they go to convert it.
Right.
So they can keep it in their country.
Yeah.
Just don't bring it over to ours.
Yeah, and then laugh at us like we laugh at others. I mean, come on, we're American.
We don't laugh. Nobody laughs at us.
Well, now that we got Obama, they do.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
Damn.
Wait,
That's right.
so when Trump gets elected, they won't laugh at us
No,
anymore?
they'll be scared like they should be. They
Okay.
didn't laugh at us with Bush except when the guy threw his shoe at him. Other than that, we were fine.
For the record, I laughed at that one, too. That was
Yeah, we all
hilarious. He literally took his shoe off and threw it at
And
the
Bush
president
kinda
of the free world.
Have you tried to walk without a shoe? One shoe on and one shoe off?
No,
Then that guy is not smart.
No, he threw both.
Oh, okay.
He took one off, chucked it. Bush kind of went, "Oh my god!" and then took the other one off and chucked it at him too.
Okay.
So what do you think about the Brexit there, Shep?
I'm uninformed on this topic.
I figured so much.
I can't give an opinion.
Do you even know what
the millennials.
Do you even know what the EU stands for?
Europe.
No!
Europe. We got one of the letters right.
No,
What's the second
all the
part?
way.
Close enough.
It's European.
Very good. What does that mean?
A group of people.
Aren't you in college?
Sure.
Okay.
He hasn't
Lot
taken
of running
history.
over there.
He hasn't taken any history classes.
So, the euro is higher than the dollar.
Not anymore.
Well, it's still higher.
Is it?
But the pound is also higher than the dollar.
No.
Yes.
No, not anymore.
I literally just did a Google search on
it?
currencies
I thought
higher
the
than
pound-
the
I
dollar.
thought the pound
The
went
Kuwaiti
10
dinar, then the Oman
that's my least
rial,
favorite.
and the United Kingdom pound, and the euro.
Okay, I have the answer for that. Thanks, Barack.
Now, is Scotland going to come up with its own currency? Because now that Britain is exit, The idea is that Scotland will be able to exile itself finally after all these years.
But they'll still use the euro.
So currently, before they can do an Article 50, that's the actual form or whatever to get out of the Union, Scotland has to vote yes for it because there's a clause somewhere in that European bullshit or UK's Parliament or whatever that Scotland has to agree with it. But Scotland almost fucking voted themselves out of the UK like last year.
Yeah.
Well,
They've always tried to go on their own, right? They just don't have enough power, right? It's being outvoted. Their voice isn't big enough.
So Northern Ireland isn't stoked about it either, and they might try to get away from them again.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. But I saw online, too, that
There's
Parliament...
some more U2 songs coming.
Where's Bono? First of all, where's Bono in all this?
Do you care?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
In the name of love.
where the streets have no name?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Please. Bono's a great humanitarian.
So-
Any opinion? Didn't think so.
So aside from the economic turmoil this has caused, do Americans really care?
No.
Does it impact us whatsoever?
Aside from the stock market taking a shit, no.
I actually think in the end it's going to make us more stronger because Britain will be stronger.
No. That EU is a sham. So hold on. If the Scottish people get their own currency, will it be called like England has the pound? Will it be called the kilt?
Or the ounces?
Will it be called the kilt?
Well, think about this.
That wasn't even a
then.
good idea.
All right, I have a theory.
What about kilogram?
I have
the
a
metric
theory
system.
right now. This is, mark my words. After the UK left the European Union, the only superpower left in the European Union is Germany.
What, France isn't a superpower?
No.
Cheesy surrender monkeys.
So we got pretty much a master German country now. They're just going to take over the rest of these countries.
Please.
Barry, better watch out.
Barry, I'm worried about over here.
Oh, shit.
Better watch out.
Oh,
Don't
my-
be scared.
They're all going to be eating schnitzel and speaking German in the next 5 years.
They tried it 50 years ago. They're going to try it again.
Israel is the most powerful country in that part of the world.
What?
That's the Mediterranean, boy.
Israel's in the Middle East, not
Yes.
Europe.
Mediterranean.
It's super close.
Oh.
It's a hop, skip, and a jump on a plane. F-16. Ba-boom.
Does an F-16
dude.
go ba-boom? Is that what it does?
Well, I don't know.
Ba-boom?
I've never seen one drop a bomb, but I'm sure.
Israel is close to Europe, like we're close to Argentina.
That Israeli pilot's going to get his F-16, is going to take his Walkman, he's going to put his tape in it, put his headphones on, and go take out Germany.
We'll listen to Kenny Loggins.
Sorry,
Are you
that was
kidding
an Iron Eagle reference, if anybody got
Iron
that.
Eagle, great movie.
Boom.
You know what Iron Eagle is?
Nope.
Not better than Top Gun, though.
Oh,
No, nothing's better than
Isn't
Top
that
Gun.
what the Scottish use for currency?
the Iron Eagle?
Yeah.
All right, well,
No?
what?
Was that
But
wrong?
what's going to happen if Parliament backstabs its people and votes no?
I don't
Because
think it's going to be that big because it was only 51 to 48.
That's still a...
it's still a win, but it's really controversial. Right? It's like marijuana in California every year.
Why do
It's-
you always talk about weed?
Yeah, it always comes back
It
to
always
the-
comes back to
Well,
weed.
You have to
A
ask?
bunch of drunken stoner hippies.
It's one of the
Well, I'm
biggest
a drunk
debates in
piece of-
California, and it's always close to 50-50.
Has there been a giant backlash because it didn't pass?
No, but I'm saying is like something that's that
Because stoners are unmotivated, lazy
Yeah.
SOBs.
something that's that okay.
Well, they go to
Better,
the polls, they get
It's not
distracted.
like
They
the
go buy
anti-gay
weed.
Exactly, they have a reason.
a better example is the delegates. Technically, they can go against Republican committee and go against Trump. Parliament can do the same thing. Even though the people 51% voted yes to exit, Parliament can say no to it and just veto what the people
But if
say.
you look at the Trump ratio, it was like 70 to 30. And I mean, Trump's lead is so much more than 1%.
But it's
Damn
still
right.
political suicide to not agree with your people. I mean, Britain's a little different, but in America, right, like we're ran by the people. It's in theory. And if the people say yay, whether it's a good call or a bad call, you have to go down that path until the people say otherwise.
Yeah,
All right.
I know you have a lot to
All
contribute
right.
here.
Good topic.
Yeah,
The shook was all over that one.
yeah. A lot. You contributed a lot. Good job.
He is recovering. We'll give him that.
Yeah.
Can we ask from what?
In 3 years, yes.
Well, to be fair, too.
2. Oh, yeah. Sorry, can't play.
No sleep. That's all.
Not enough sleep, huh?
That's it.
You didn't even work today.
Yeah, I was tired.
A lot of
Too
time
much
with the
video
love-
games.
A lot of time with the love sock. Huh?
With the B-52s.
A lot of time with the love sock. Huh?
All right, next topic. We're going to go with one that kind of came up in a discussion before. One of those that we said, don't talk about it, but we're going to save it for the podcast. Elon Musk, is he one of history's best thinkers or just a smart businessman?
Can you be both?
You could do both.
Are you asking top 10? Because if you're making us put him into a top 10 category,
Name 9 smarter right now.
Then
Steve
Elon
Jobs.
Musk.
Name 9 other smart people.
I mean, in history,
Just
we're
other
talking
smart people.
in
Steve
history.
Jobs.
That's 1.
Genius. Absolute
Stephen
genius.
Hawking.
That guy's a fraud.
Here we
John, I
go.
hate when I agree with you.
I knew this was going to come. That's
Well,
why
just
I-
because you're in a wheelchair doesn't make people feel bad. I don't get it.
Tyson DeGrouse or whatever his name
Neil
is.
deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's up
He
there.
pisses me off.
So we have to, you have to set parameters. So first we have to decide, is he a genius or a smart businessman? And then, is he a genius for what he contributes to the world, or because his own intellectual knowledge that he holds?
When I was thinking about this, I was thinking, is this guy a Nikola Tesla
No.
No.
or a Alexander Graham Bell type?
He's a,
I don't, closer to Graham Bell, more like,
but they're both inventors. I think
He's
that's a
an-
tough comparison.
I think he's an inventor.
What has he invented? He's put the right people
The
together.
two.
No,
The
eBay,
two.
SolarWinds.
Yeah, PayPal.
Does that count as an
They're PayPal,
invention
not
on
eBay.
society?
Yeah.
That's
What is it?
PayPal's
I have
amazing.
a point. I have a point. If he was so smart, he'd change his fucking weird ass name.
What? What's
That's
wrong with his name?
That's a weird name.
Elon.
Elon.
All the smart
He's
people
South,
have weird
Af-
names.
he's South African.
That's true.
Is he?
too.
Yeah.
Alright.
He's
He gets a
closer.
pass then.
In my book,
Oh, yeah,
he's like a
I didn't know
Rockefeller.
that.
He
thought
is
was
a
just
self-made
like.
billionaire.
Maybe he's
Yes.
anti-Mandela.
Then yes.
He's a
No, but if you're from a different
Exactly.
country, you can have, you know.
You can have a weird name.
Yeah.
He's like a Rockefeller, you know, genius, great businessman, but overall book smart. I bet he's not there. Not comparison to your Neil Tyson or Stephen Hawking or whoever else you're going to throw out there.
Nikola Tesla will, I think, will always be higher than Elon Musk, no matter what happens with SpaceX.
It was easier to be smarter back then. There was everything's already invented.
That's
now.
true, and we're in the dark ages, right? That's the
Yeah,
reason they call it
come
the dark
on.
People can
ages.
call you on
Everybody's
your bullshit
stupid.
But the thing is right.
Yeah. Oh,
Call Google.
Oh, we don't have any light, so let's just make something that's really bright. Like that was easy. I could have thought of that back then.
30, 50, 60 years from now, we can look back and say that Elon's experiments into Mars travel created the path for us to be better humans that we are today.
No,
But
that
is
was,
he-
no, that was Matt Damon. I watched the Mars. He fucking colonized that planet and became a space pirate. What just saying.
But Justin, is
He
he
grew potatoes and poop.
is he the mastermind behind the technology to get us to Mars, or is he the money to get us to Mars?
Well, he's the money for sure.
And I think he's a part of the brains.
Yeah.
I don't
But
know.
he's the
Especially
big-
like Tesla.
He's the big idea guy.
Yes.
Right? Just like Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs didn't design the fucking iPhone, but he designed the idea of the iPhone, and
He put the
Johnny
eye on
Ives
it.
put it
But
together.
does anybody consider Steve Jobs an inventor?
Yes.
He's more of like an ideologist.
Yeah, he
Like-
invented, but think, his idea, like I watched a documentary on him, like talk about the iMac, right? I have been an Apple fanboy ever since I was born, right? So I had.
What about when he had an Android phone?
Hold on. I have been.
He's a Trump-loving Apple fanboy. Maybe the only one on Earth.
Let me continue, but let me tell you this, because, so in the 90s, Apple was making crap. I had a 6300 Power PC Macintosh Performa. It was all gray. It didn't look good. It was just like PCs. They all looked the same, right? Back then, they're all beige. Steve Jobs came in. That's when the company was taking a shit. He comes back into the company and invents basically the prototype of the iMac. Crazy color schemes, right? Revolutionary design, all in one, all these things. So yeah, that was his idea. In partnership with, who's the guy who...
Johnny Ives?
Yeah, the guy that did all the art, but that was his vision. So yeah, I would say he was a visionary because he took Apple from a company that was plummeted. Its stock was going down, it was making garbage, and overnight, within a few years, it became... No, it took 2 or 3 years, literally, after the
I
iMac.
think you're
There's
skewed.
literally like 678 days between the 2 dates you just mentioned.
That's why I said 2 years.
And that's give or take some.
Well, 678, 365, 2 years, you know what I'm
I think
saying?
you're
Nice
super-
try, you're not going to get me.
I think you're super skewed because all you remember is Oregon trails on a blue or pink.
Man. Yeah.
First of all, it's called Strawberry.
Okay, strawberry.
But
I
let's
had a great one.
go to the Steve Jobs, back to Elon Musk. Look at, he's redesigned the way transportation cars are being built.
Or what about...
He's redesigned space travel.
Yeah.
He's given out stuff like the Hyperloop.
Yep, that's what I was going to say.
Hyperloop.
Not just
So
give
the
it out...
Hyperloop is a magnetic underground lev freaking...
Well, it does have to be
air
underground,
power.
right? The original was above
They're
ground.
going to do it above ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's in a tube.
Yeah, and it's going to use air.
Okay, so
There's
you know
magnets.
that cost or price Costco. You know where they had those tubes where they put the money and they shot them up?
Yeah.
Like in Tom.
That's going to be
He
filled
wants to do
with
the same thing
stuff
for trains.
people, but super fast. Like it would take like 30 minutes to get.
And
from
it's
here to
not just
LA.
a theoretical idea
Wouldn't
he
that
came out
kill you?
with. He came out with like
No.
the blueprints and the initial thought, and then said, "You know what? I don't have the time and energy to
Tell you what,
devote to this.
when that comes
I'll
in-
open source it."
When that comes in, I'll believe it.
MIT
I'm
already
still
did.
waiting for my fucking bullet train. I've
MIT
been doing that shit since I was a kid.
It's in
no
Asia.
bullet train.
Yeah,
Japan,
Japan's
China.
had it for 20 years.
Yeah,
We're
where
already
are
late
we?
to the
But to be
bullet
fair, the
train.
bullet train is going to take you from San Francisco to Bakersfield.
That's a fail.
Who
In
wants to
30
go to
minutes.
Bakersfield?
Plus,
true.
Kyle, let
Might
me
as
put
well
in
stop
terms
at
you might
Costco.
understand.
It should happen in Vegas.
Kyle, how fast do you finish when you're being super sucked? Now just put a car in there.
Well, I am the only one that has that kind of experience. Not like
The only one in here?
No,
Oh.
Doubt that.
on that side of the room.
Yeah. No, that's a
George,
good point.
shoot this way.
I'm kind of
I don't know.
I'm gonna put him in businessman. I'm not putting him in inventor.
I'm going business. I'm going business.
Not top 10.
Okay, is it fair to call him a revolutionary?
No.
Yes.
For what?
Absolutely.
For what?
I think Paul
Good
Revere
call.
was a revolutionary.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah. I agree.
revolutionary.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know. He
How
just
can-
rode a horse.
He lit a candle or
Yeah.
whatever.
But at the time, that was
British are
that was
But
outlandish.
In
No one
100
lit
years,
those to
we'll
let
look
them
at
know
Tesla
people
like
were
we do
coming.
at Ford. Back in the day when Ford assembly line the automobile.
Really?
That's
Well,
Tesla.
What about the
owns the
space
Tesla?
travel? What about Mars? And what about all that?
That's
Absolutely.
phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll wait till we get-
Unfortunately, him and the guy from Amazon are
Steve-
our only two hopes for space travel at this
Steve
point.
Bosnia.
But can you can you reflect that back on the president as well? The current president is not NASA friendly, so there might be a quick change where the community gets more strength if we get a
I
president.
don't think this country is NASA
Do
friendly
we see
though.
anything on the horizon? Any of the candidates that would be pro NASA?
Trump.
Again, I'm
No
not.
way.
No,
We're going back to the moon, boys.
you don't blame the candidates. You blame the
24
country.
rocket.
That's a whole nother debate. Why haven't we been to the moon since?
Because there's freaking aliens up there and something scared us away.
Oh god.
Okay.
I saw it on YouTube.
Trump
Aliens and
supporter
ghosts.
101.
We need to get you the alien guy wig when you start talking
Oh, that
about this
weird
stuff.
hair, that
Yeah.
freak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know he's one of your people. I'm sorry. But,
Sorry.
Yeah, he's,
That guy's got crazy hair. Who?
which is something you don't, but I think he's one of your people.
So
Let's look up his name and I'll tell you right now.
Elon Musk, did we bring up anything about Solar City? Technically,
No, we didn't.
he's pretty big in that,
Yeah.
right? And he's not ahead of it, right? But he's a major.
He's the financial backing
Yeah.
and brainchild behind it.
That makes him the businessman.
Yeah.
And inventor Tesla.
George, his name is Giorgio A. Tsoukalos. I'm guessing he's one of your people.
And he's got
I
a
don't know.
Greek Australian writer.
He's got a hell of a haircut.
You're
Yeah,
gonna,
but I don't believe in aliens.
is he going to
You
be
do.
in the books when
I don't
you're in
think
fourth,
he does
fifth grade
either,
when you're
right?
learning about Thomas Edison,
Why am I
Graham
smiling?
Bell?
Absolutely.
Because these ghosts
I don't know.
Absolutely.
He might be in there for the
It's
space stuff,
aliens.
but I don't think he'll be in there as an inventor.
As Tesla
He's
Motors?
from HA.
I don't think so.
You think what? They
Fathers
go
will never
away?
be replaced. Founding
No, I
fathers-
agree with that. But just like we learn about current inventors, we'll learn our
What
kids
current
will learn about
inventor?
that.
What current inventor is any elementary public school book?
Who's the dude? The British dude who invented the internet. www.
Touring.
There you go. Thank you.
He's not in any fourth, fifth grade elementary public
he's
school
not.
book.
Well, we're doing our children a
Movies are cooler
disservice.
than that. So.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah, he's
right?
in a
Like,
movie. That's
that-
better.
and I think that's the thing Ken's talking about. Those people won't be forgotten that we learned about, and all of us went to school at different times. I think it's going to be moving forward. Elon Musk is not going to be in
Nikolai
a book like
Tesla
that.
was not in my history book.
Yeah,
Not
which is a
mine either.
major fail.
Huh?
Not in mine. I think there's
He was
conspiracy
in
on
Command
that
and
dude.
Conquer.
He did have romantic
Tesla
relations
tower.
with
Yeah.
pigeons.
That was
With
his.
pigeons?
He
With
invented that.
he had a romantic relationship with a pigeon.
What?
Yeah, he was a
Hold
little
on.
crazy.
He had how did he have a romantic relationship with the
He
pigeon?
loved the pigeon loved him.
Yeah,
How does that work?
It wasn't a sexual relationship.
maybe you just
it was
let it
a
hop
romantic
around your pecker or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Why does everything have to be sexual with you? Why can't you
No,
just be in love?
it was. It was like serious.
Well, you can be in love without having sex.
This guy does it.
Yeah.
He's in love without having sex.
That was the shook for the people at home.
Yeah, sorry. Hold on. Shook does it. He puts googly eyes on his love sock.
He could be a pigeon farmer.
Hey, he could be the next Nikolai Tesla, also, right?
Yeah, pigeon
Yeah.
fucker.
Aren't some of
That
the
could be his pickup line.
The
Are
next-
you pigeon farmer?
I do have a bird, so.
You're in the not helping yourself.
But are not some of the smartest people in the world the craziest people?
That's
Absolutely.
true.
That's true.
They're dedicated to their craft.
They thought Einstein was a special needs kid.
They did. Yeah. Johnny Carson was pretty weird.
From Albert Einstein.
No, he was
Johnny Carson.
He was a visionary
No,
and a pioneer.
no, he invented the late night.
Late night talk show.
Yeah.
No, seriously, he was a
I'm
visionary.
with you.
What invention
He
is
was
there in
weird.
late night except a TV and us
No,
talking?
he
Put us
was
in front.
revolutionary for television.
Name
Revolutionary.
one late night program before him.
I don't even.
I
I don't even know
Nothing,
Johnny
'cause he
Carson.
invented it.
I wasn't even alive
I was.
when he was on the air.
Barely. but-
Have we confirmed he invented it, not some show producer?
Name
I don't
one.
know. I don't know. But was it his idea? Was it his or was it a
He was at a
producer?
bar with Ed.
And they said, "Let's do this."
It is. I got an idea, man.
Oh, the
And
shit's
that's
going
like,
to
Yeah.
Is that the horse that
We got
talks?
2 chairs right here. We should just do this in a studio.
Shook is going
That's how
to
it
piss.
happens.
We'll find out if it burns.
Oh.
Let's bring it back that way, gentlemen.
Okay.
I didn't know I had a clapper in the restroom.
Hey, I treated an STD like a bruised knee, like a skateboarder treats a bruised knee. No big deal. No big deal. You just keep moving.
STDs actually are a big deal for you.
So I threw this one in there just in case we burned through the other ones, and we've only been going for not our normal hour 15 minutes. So I just threw this in there. I thought it'd be interesting. Star Wars versus Star Trek. Where do you guys sit on
Oh
that?
man.
That's extremely tough.
Can we do this without
Just turn up
fighting?
the volume.
Yeah. Watch out, ladies.
Watch out, ladies. Spock's coming.
He's gonna rock out with his Spock out.
Mind meld.
Damn it, Jim! I'm a podcast host, not a doctor.
Speaking of Star Trek, did you ever notice? Like, I watched the original Star Trek. Like, there's only 4 seasons, the original one, right? And it's ridiculous. But you ever notice? Like, I saw this one episode. It was Captain Kirk, William Shatner, and he goes up against this evil twin who always wore a turtleneck and a mustache. A black
Turtlenecks are
turtleneck.
evil.
Yeah. So turtlenecks are always evil, and a black mustache or goatee. It's the
Then
evil.
why does every police officer have a porn stash?
It's the Bizarro.
And they wear turtlenecks on cold nights.
Yeah.
Because they're comfortable. That's the only thing I can think of is they're
Action
comfortable.
turtleneck.
Action turtleneck.
Yeah.
Tactical turtleneck.
Shook, you joined us again. Are you okay?
You okay?
You know what?
Did it burn?
Well, I drank like 5 things of water.
Good. You're staying hydrated. Did it burn when you peed?
No.
Good.
Okay.
Didn't think so. You don't have
Hear that, ladies?
The gong can hold his urination for 16 hours.
That's right. I'm like a camel.
The shook is clean.
Shook is clean, ladies.
Is he a 1 humpback camel or a 2 humpback camel?
That's 2. First of all,
There's no humping going on there.
the reason that he's clean is he doesn't have much experience with the other opposite sex.
Oh, please.
Well, it's okay. You're in luck because you whispered that so quiet the mic didn't pick it up. So
No, it's
Well,
okay.
Is it
Just
okay?
meet with me and I'll show you what's up.
Oh.
That's
Open
I don't
invitation.
want you to make any sexual advances towards me, please, for the last
Not
time.
towards you.
Oh.
Kyle, isn't that why you wear a
Ryan
rape
slave
whistle?
girls out there? Come on down.
Shook, what?
So it's a big year for Star Trek though, because the 50th anniversary, Star
Yep.
Trek Las Vegas sold out like a long ass time ago. I was gonna go, but they sold out like a long ass time ago.
yeah, we looked like 6 months ago and they were already sold out.
Yeah.
So it ruined Justin's Las Vegas trip.
You got a movie.
So if anybody has a ticket to Star Trek, let us know. He would love to get it from you.
I'll go,
He'll be your partner.
but I won't pay more than cover price. So,
No, he's not paying, period.
oh yeah,
You
just
get to hang out
consider
with a celebrity.
And you get mentioned on the NBD show.
Yeah, we'll give you a
it.
plug.
Yeah, there you go.
Plug.
So should
Oh, God, that's what you're always thinking about that.
You lie too. You got a sick mind.
No.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking of your hair plugs, but
okay. So,
Oh, well, that's fine, because Shook was thinking about butt plugs.
The little cottontail at the end, huh?
we're not going down that road.
no.
Okay, so we're talking about just
Star-
Star
yeah.
Trek versus Star Wars.
Where do you
Star
stand?
Wars.
Star Wars.
Well, I think Justin brought it up. This 50th anniversary, the TV show, the movie. It's huge.
Well, yeah, those are just Star Trek things happen because of the 50th anniversary. But
Yeah,
So
Episode 7 came out, fucking badass.
true.
Still haven't seen
But they
it.
didn't have a
Rogue
guy.
One- What the frick?
I even have seen that. How have you missed that?
That's good.
I have a life.
Oh.
You take a nap in how
Yes.
You were just talking about butt plugs.
That's part of life.
And your extensive research on them.
Yeah, well, that's part of life.
So for me, I like the science, and so the Star Trek appeals more towards me. Now I'm not gonna lie, I'm not like a Trekkie or whatever the Star Wars fanatics are called.
Don't be ashamed. You know you
I know those guys blow me away. I can't hang with that.
You haven't even seen all the Star Wars films, right?
I have seen them all now.
Oh, okay.
I just watched 7, so I've seen them all. But I haven't seen all the Star Treks. But I will say I prefer Star Trek over Star Wars.
Star Trek's not track.
No,
Yeah, that's true.
no. If you see Star Trek the movies, you're gonna have a bad time.
The new ones?
The old ones.
The new ones aren't Star Trek. The new ones are Star Wars with Star Trek characters.
Yeah.
That's the best thing you can get.
Yeah,
I think those new Star Treks are the best.
I won't argue because
I hate Star Trek.
I've never seen Star Trek before, right?
Voyager.
I've seen only a couple, but I went with my wife because she grew up on Star Trek, and the characters and the casting and the story was so good that I went back and watched every single episode of Star Trek.
Oh,
everyone. I'm talking.
Carl Urban made you do that?
Who's Carl Urban?
He's the Star Trek guy.
He's the doctor.
Yeah. No. Is
Yes.
he? Yeah.
He's
Bones.
Bones?
He's Bones. Yeah.
Mackay?
Carl Urban.
I would say more like he was good.
He's in
the
the
casting.
The one who just died.
Yeah, that's
Chekhov?
That's
Chekhov.
pretty sad.
Yeah, he was good.
Was it
Anton
worth
or
it,
something?
Justin? Was it worth going back and watching all
Oh,
of Star
yeah.
Trek? Yes?
Oh yeah, I mean, I like the science too. I mean, we're in IT, we're super geeky, we like science.
Speak for yourself.
We're great over here, but we're talking about like,
That's
It's
not the
not
grades
like-
he completed.
and I can see how Star Trek.
I'm college educated. I have a higher degree than you.
That's true.
I can say
That's
that
true.
Star Trek
I still-
isn't for everybody because you go back and you watch an entire episode why the whatever the nuclear thing is, the power cell doesn't work. A whole episode about it. That a lot of people won't watch that. It gets
No,
boring.
you'll lose them.
Star Trek Voyager, I liked.
I'm going Star Wars.
I liked Voyager, but
Because of
Jerry Ryan
Yeah,
in
you're
the
gonna go
cast
down
suit.
there.
That was very important during my formative years. Very important.
How come?
The love
I
song.
mean, well,
Do we know that actress's name? We should write her an
Jerry
apology.
Ryan.
Is it okay? Jerry Ryan. We're
she's a
apologizing
beautiful,
now.
beautiful lady.
We're apologizing
She
I
now.
will say
She's
nothing
good.
bad about her.
You're very
And
tainted.
Is she a double A kind of woman?
She is a beautiful.
She seems very nice too. I
She
follow
does.
her on Twitter.
She was hot in Boston Post.
Really?
Yeah, she seems super nice.
Have you seen his Twitter followers? He has like 500.
Really?
She
No,
followed
she
me.
doesn't follow me. I follow
Not yet.
her.
Oh, well, I bet she would.
Not yet. She will.
She will.
Jerry Ryan, if you're listening,
Wireless freak. Follow him. You'll be enlightened.
With the P.
the real _GOM.
If you
You no, don't follow
the
that
guardian of masculinity.
That's right. Watch out, ladies.
one. Remember 2001, you filed a restraining order against him.
Yeah.
I was like 12.
You filed a restraining order against him.
I'm going Star Wars.
Star
I'm
Wars.
gonna go. I might shock you guys. Both of them are equally as nerdy, but I'm gonna give a tip of the hat to Star Wars only because of Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
Great movie, best of all the series.
Fair enough.
I would say I like Star Wars because of what it happened around the country at the time. It's hard, right? Like, obviously I wasn't there in the 70s, 80s. But that kind of movement that Star Wars took effect is pretty huge in movies even today.
It is.
And the
Special effects and all that.
and the story's spot on. It's California grown in a sense. Like, there's something about that aspect of the movie. The idea of feelings being extremely important is a nice
Having,
touch.
There's some
Relations
weird
with your
stuff
sister.
going on in Star Wars, though.
Like
just
what? I mean, Yoda's a
that
badass.
right there.
What?
Say that closer to the mic.
You mean the relations with your sister?
Okay,
That's
they
pretty
didn't
weird.
know.
That's
That happens all the time.
That's more of an Alabama.
They
Yeah,
do,
in like
and then they
1800s,
yeah.
1700s, you don't do that anymore.
You don't know when Star Wars takes place.
In the future, they got space
No,
They
travel.
have
It's
their
actually
own
in the galaxy
calendar.
a long, long time.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
In a galaxy far, far away.
Either way, if you have mastered international space travel, you have mastered the fact that you shouldn't sleep with your sister.
No.
You get Riri kids.
No way. They didn't.
Never
They
sleep
didn't even
together.
sleep. It was a
How do
small
we know?
pact.
Oh, they would have. They wanted to.
They
Yeah.
kissed
They
once.
kissed. That's weird.
I didn't know either.
Yeah, they didn't know.
Oh, that's a good defense.
Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm
Hey,
thinking now.
if you knew,
I didn't know she said
I did
no.
not know.
What do
No,
you mean? They were
that happens all the
separate
time when like twins are separated at birth and then they
No,
come back. And
no,
they'll-
that's never happened.
Hold on. What I'm saying is they'll be like,
Hey, we look exactly the same. You just want to kiss?
I'm glad you don't have a sister and you only have brothers. But I'm a little nervous for your brother.
That really involved masturbation.
Chuck, what do you have on that opinion?
I wasn't going down that road. I was more they come together and then they'll be
You
like,
gotta do.
please. They're like, I think I know you, but then
Sure
they don't, and then they become best friends, and then they find out that they're related.
Wait, can we work through that in a role play?
Hey, I just met you.
Call me.
All you
babe.
guys looking at me. Fuck off. I'm no Leia.
There's nothing wrong with Star Wars. It was one tiny little.
No,
scene.
I definitely agree. There's nothing wrong with Star Wars, but it's no Star Trek.
All right, George, where do you stand?
I haven't seen either one of them.
Holy
I haven't
shit
seen
balls.
like the last 3 Star Wars or any of the Star Trek, so this is not my.
Have you ever
That's
seen
why
the
you're staying
prequels?
quiet over there.
I've seen like Star Wars like 3 movies ago, and then
How does it? What is
That
that?
was like
that
episode
was
like
like
original.
10 years ago.
Was that Return of the
The
Jedi?
one with Anakin?
Like 10 years
Where he's
ago.
pod racing?
Ewoks.
Episode 1.
Yeah, you saw
It
episode
was like 10
1.
years ago.
Oh,
No,
so
the
it's
one
after
where
that.
they were on the
It was
volcano
after-
You
planet.
saw pod racing. Episode 1.
Pod
I
racing.
don't know. It was like 10 years ago.
I would say it was probably.
I'm not a fan.
I think you saw last Armageddon. That's what it was. And you're
No,
getting-
if you saw Armageddon, Star
Our
Wars would
missiles
definitely
have
be your favorite.
failed.
If you're judging the entire franchise on episode 1,
that is not
we
fair.
need to address that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You and Shook need to both watch a couple movies.
Yeah.
We need to restart the Star Wars saga movie nights.
Okay.
Yes, we'll do some outdoor viewing.
Ooh, outdoor
I like
can't
it.
go wrong.
That-
I'll bring a lot of dip. Maybe
I'll bring
you can
chips.
actually bring
I'll
a
bring
girl.
chips.
I'm not going to
I'll put some Chewbacca chew.
Why do you flinch when I
Hey,
put my arm
Shook,
up?
you're in luck because Gom over here will be your cuddle buddy. So Justin will put 2 benches
You're just
together.
not
You guys
used
can
to
cuddle
Hashtag
up.
space snooze.
He's not used to male intimacy. You'll get there.
All right.
Don't get into that.
Yeah,
What?
what?
Why just touch on me all of a sudden?
Because you've experienced male intimacy.
Yeah.
going on?
How do you know?
Wish I could quit you.
First, you're talking
What's
about
that
butts.
from?
You're not getting out of this. Explain.
What's
it.
that
Yeah.
from?
That's from Brokeback Mountain.
Oh,
I got no problem saying I've seen that movie.
So if I had an Apple
What is
TV
it
in
about?
front of you, you could tell the Apple TV exactly what second to get to for that
I don't know
line.
that part.
Okay.
I have
Short
seen
to
the movie
save
once.
buddy here.
I'll be like Apple TV, Brokeback Mountain, 1 hour 23 minutes.
Resume.
So what did you call it? Same-sex intimacy?
No.
Male intimacy. So how much male intimacy have you experienced?
None.
Oh, okay. So to make
And you
sure.
haven't experienced any female intimacy either.
That's what happens when you get married. I always explain this.
That is not what happens when you get
A warning
married.
to the kids out there.
Why do you think it's so hard for people to have children these days? That's the reason.
It's not.
Because I can't go a night without getting an argument with the wife over the dishes or the laundry or the trash or the vacuum.
Just
stuff.
spend one night being nice.
I know how that argument goes all the time. Why haven't you done it yet, honey?
That works out. Yeah, that works out pretty good. I tried that one and I got the whole, the hand on the hip motion.
Uh-oh.
R.
Yeah, the R thing. Where they arc.
Yep.
And then she's really small,
Like a
so she
teapot?
looks up at me and
Looks like
gives me
Florida
a
R.
death look, and I kind of go sit on the couch and just kind of be quiet.
And go to bed alone.
No, I go to bed with her, but it's like being alone.
Yeah.
Sounds terrible.
I'm joking.
Vaughn,
It's all
ladies, we have 2 guys that aren't married.
Yeah.
Vaughn and Shook. And so,
Shook
Vaughn,
won't be for a
I
long
attest,
time.
marriage is not like that for everyone.
I'm exaggerating. No, marriage is wonderful. You won't probably feel that experience for a while.
Oh, shit.
No,
Wait, you won't feel sex or you won't?
Both.
Okay.
they accept Matt's kind of love in this state nowadays.
Thanks, Obama.
Goddamn Chief Roberts.
Say something back. Say something back. Get up. Get up. Get
I
up.
would, but I can't fire my brain's not functioning tonight.
Tonight?
Par for the course, huh?
All right, Vaughn.
New Star Trek. I like New Star Trek the best. Old Star Wars, but New Star Trek. If we're going
I
that way.
agree.
New Star Trek's the best ones.
I like it.
It's the best.
Okay, how do you feel in the trailer for the new one with a dirt bike?
Oh, this is
How
a
does
sore
dirt bike end
subject.
up in some alien planet?
This is a sore subject for Justin.
Well, it's because Captain Kirk, he's a motorcycling man. And in case you haven't seen the first one, he's just...
That's true.
Yeah, he's a tough ass.
That's-
Was he on Top Gun?
Doesn't
Because I saw Maverick riding a motorcycle too.
Well, he's also
Yeah,
super
like
tough.
a woman.
Yeah, but Shook rides a motorcycle.
I'm super tough.
He can't even say it, Tom. You can't even handle a Coors. Come on, what's wrong?
No. If you're riding a motorcycle, you're tough.
I'm super tough. Excuse me, I got a motorcycle.
No.
So it's a Captain
I
Kirk
see where
thing.
you're coming from, Justin, but what about in, I think it was 2 when they went to the ancient civilization, and they were kind of dumb, but there was like some smart aspects. They had the scroll, and then they see the Enterprise come up out of the water, and Captain
the one
Kirk.
with the cool white and red planet.
But it's not
Yeah,
Kawasaki. How did the Kawasaki end up on an alien planet?
Because Captain Kirk brought it.
Ooh, I'll give you that.
What, Japanese can't do space travel?
Ooh.
In number 1, there's space travel.
I thought there was no races in the Star Trek
No,
universe.
there's not.
But you can still
What?
be Japanese. Oh, I guess you'd be human, not
Yeah,
Japanese.
humans.
Yeah. But in number 1, there's
Humans can't do space travel?
yeah, number 1, there's space travel
They
where the
do.
old Spock.
But they have so much better than the freaking dirt bike.
That's true. The bike in
Well,
number
I don't-
1 was
I don't know. I
badass.
think you're underestimating the dirt bike.
Captain Kirk
You
is
can ride it
old
on
school.
a city
If it's-
street or the dirt.
If it's
There
a
could be
Kawasaki,
moguls and you could go through
If
it.
it's a
If you go
Kawasaki,
fast
that is
enough,
a
you can go over
problem.
water.
I don't know if it is or not. You just see it jumping at you.
Is it a
but-
KTM? Is it a Yamaha?
The people I know that are hardcore Star Trek fans, that's a real disgusting
Really?
thing to them. Oh, after the first one, they couldn't watch them anymore. They were done. Because it made every
Is that
Star
why your
Trek
dates
episode
go?
prior to that invalid.
Yeah, well, it did.
It was like, oh, just wipe them off the face of the
But
earth.
is that not a theme today? X-Men did it. They wiped it. What is
Yeah,
it?
but that
Marvel
sucks.
or whatever has the Council of Dr. Richards. They're doing the same
What?
thing.
What's that?
Wait, who's got the comic book guy voice?
Oh, I
From
do.
Simpsons. Do it.
Well, action. It's got, what does he call it?
Dr. Richards from Fantastic Four.
It's Dr. Richards of Fantastic Four, issue number 461. I have a mint copy in my locker.
Dr. Richards is Mr. Elastic. He's the smartest guy in the universe.
No,
That
Charles
seems
Xavier.
really
Oh, please, just because he's bald?
What? No.
No, because that would make God the smartest. That's obviously not true.
Yeah.
Since when is Charles Xavier not the smartest dude?
No, wait, all he can do is read people's minds.
You're just a couple of years
Dr. Richards
So he's as
invents
smart as
things.
every other person in the world combined.
No way.
Yes, if
Because-
you can read people's minds, you're as smart as everyone.
No.
Yes.
Because there's
Because
some
he
things...
knows all my thoughts and your thoughts and George's
But I
thoughts.
might have not have thought of something that he needs to think about
Someone
later.
would need to have thought of it, so technically you
No.
could think of it as well.
Dr. Richards thinks he engineers on the fly. We're engineering right now as we
You
speak.
guys ever hear of a rabbit hole? You guys are going down into one right
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, me too.
now. Yeah, let's
It's-
wheel
it's-
ourselves out of
I'm
that
just
one.
saying it's a topic right now, or it's a trend, and it doesn't bother me. It bothers me because it's not new material. But if they can restart a franchise and take it down a new path, I'm fine with that.
But let's go down and let's put it in the steroids. The steroids, sorry.
Shook. Sorry.
The Star Wars universe. What if the next Star Wars comes out, there's time travel, and it wipes everything that Star Wars was, invalidates every movie that was out there? Would you be okay with that?
Yeah, if they go down a path and they invent their own path and don't try to relive what already happened, I'm fine with it.
But
if-
Star Trek is reliving it. And episode 2, or the second movie of Star Trek, was fucking Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
Except they swapped Spock and
They
Kirk.
switched him.
Yeah.
That was a twist.
Come on, that's garbage. Even though
I
Cumberbatch
kinda
was in it,
liked
and he brought it,
Yeah,
but
he did. He brings it all the time.
but after that, I was like, I don't know. I
They
was
didn't
just
make
like,
you a
they kind of jumped the
Cumberbitch.
shark.
As soon as you saw that, you're like, I'm a Cumberbitch.
I'm a Cumberbitch.
Nah, me too, man.
Sherlock, BBC,
Have
Cumberbitch.
you seen that dude?
Nude?
Sherlock?
I've
No,
not
not
seen the
seen.
nude.
No, I didn't say that.
No, Sherlock on BBC.
Yeah. It's good.
Well,
Dude, yeah.
That's it. Okay.
Star
Okay.
Wars, hands down.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but that was the best movie that I've ever seen. growing
Including
up.
1, 2, and
Just
3?
Not 1, 2, and 3. No, but it plays into the story.
Yeah.
So I mean, for as crappy as everybody says they were, they all go together. It's
Okay,
the
so
best.
just a quick one. We're gonna. Well, it probably won't be quick. We were talking about this the other day, and I thought it was kind of interesting. Jar Jar Binks,
Oh, yeah.
Sith Lord, yes or no?
Or bumbling idiot.
Yeah.
Sorry, George.
Yeah,
Well, if you would have known.
So there was a Reddit string that went viral and it's turned into videos, and everybody. It's like a big point in the Star Wars community. Is Jar Jar Binks a Sith Lord or not?
Jar Jar Binks is a fool.
Yes.
So, really quick, I have to give a shout out to my sister-in-law, V, who brought this up. Because I always assumed he was just a bumbling idiot. But she let me know that, no, actually, he could possibly be one of the smartest guys ever, or, you know,
Excuse me? That's genius.
He's the most powerful dark side, whatever, Sith. That's
He can't even walk well. How does he smart?
But
You
you've
can't
seen
talk
like the
well.
drunken master, right, in Kung Fu.
Yeah.
That's what they relate his moves to.
What's the logic behind him being a Sith Lord? totally.
Yeah, I don't
totally
understand that either.
So there's a big Reddit YouTube
Following
video up that goes through like frame by frame and all of the knowledge. I mean,
That's a
the
PBR for you folks.
that have come out on on Reddit. But basically that he's next to the emperor, or before he's the emperor, the senator, whatever his name is. Palpatine, yeah. Every time that guy makes like an announcement, and they think that it's Jar Jar Binks mind controlling him. What are some of the other ones, Brandon?
Oh, don't ask me. I'm a Star Trek guy, remember?
Okay.
He's always in the right spot at the right time for the battles. And he doesn't lose, obviously. So if he's a bumbling idiot, you think he'd be the first to get killed. But he manages...
He's been banished from his city, but when he came back, they like
welcome
set
him
up
as a
armed
hero.
guards with him to like be like, "What are you doing here?"
He's not a Sith Lord.
There's even rumblings that he's the Snoke or whatever guy from the new episode 7.
Snook.
Yeah, there's even talks that might be him.
Not Shook.
Yeah, I was looking at you.
Yeah.
Snook.
Shook, the new lord of the...
He's like Jar Jar Binks, the bumbling idiot.
Shook the Sith Lord.
Defend yourself.
Darth Shookius.
Defend yourself.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with being dark side.
There isn't?
No.
You don't like goodness? You like evil?
Well, you get a bunch of power on the dark side.
So you don't... Okay.
Coming from, like, the straightest, most
White.
honest,
Wait.
purebred there is.
Most Anakin-ish.
That's Oh, good point. Good point.
That was a burn.
How many midichlorians do you have in your body?
You're a badass for Anakin.
Wait, what'd you say? Did you?
Bass?
Anakin's a badass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he is.
Except for the burned
He
face.
can kill a
He's,
lot
the
of young ones.
he's the second most powerful Jedi in the world.
Right behind me.
Oh.
Well,
There's
hold on.
There's only one strong black Jedi.
Mace
And if
Windu.
you're number 2, then that defeats the whole universe.
Well, technically, you're last.
Mace Windu. I wish that Mace Windu would have taken the Emperor out. I mean,
Me
Mace
too.
Windu was more powerful than the Emperor. And the only reason he got killed is because Anakin bitched out.
I really like the nerd talk, but while the spotlight is on Shook, can we get on the Mad Lib?
Oh, okay.
That was amazing.
All right, we're skipping to the next topic.
Sorry, I don't mean unless we got more to go, but
No,
that
no,
was
that's okay.
That's going to be the highlight of today's show.
This is the topic of today's show.
This is the name of the
The
show.
bread and butter right here.
Bread and butter.
The Relationship Mad Lib.
So
And-
tell me, how did this come about? Because I wasn't even hanging out with you guys when I walked into this.
All right, so I can talk about it
Yeah,
since
it's
we
your
came up
idea.
with it. So we were sitting around the lunch table, and as usual, the guys were taking turns on his Tinder account. And
Daily.
Yeah, we get
Wait,
more action
no.
out of Tinder than you do.
Hey, edit that out, Justin, because Matt's the only one who ever uses his Tinder account, ladies.
oh yeah, that's true.
You're never talking to George, Kyle,
No,
or
definitely
Ken.
not talking to me. You would have hooked up with someone.
They would stop talking by if they knew it was you.
They all do stop talking. So.
Yeah, you send a message and they just can like sense it through my phone.
Well, not everybody
Like-
can be a cock farmer.
All right, sorry, continue.
So we're sitting at the lunch table, and we're like, okay, what is a... So Matt's reason to be on Tinder is different than most people. He's looking for a wife.
On Tinder.
He's a concrete foundation for someone to build their life on. Is that accurate?
That's a quick read.
Okay. Quick. With a shit ton of rebar.
You don't want to be quick at anything, buddy. Let me tell you that now.
Trust me, I ain't quick. I'll show you.
Oh! That's right.
So we're on the board.
We need a
We're working-
volunteer.
We're working through some question answers
the same
for, you know,
Find out.
to find out what kind of women they are, because we're trying to pre-screen these. So what we do is we come up with these questions, and we're like, you know, they're just yes or no questions or fill-in-the-blank questions. So we're like, let's create a relationship Mad Lib. So we came up with a Mad Lib that basically so women can fill in the blanks, so you can get a real feel for what kind of woman this is. And I'll let Matt go from there.
Right. So the idea is you kind of get a feel for who they are, but based on what they choose. So do you have it pulled up over there?
No, I don't have your Mad Lib.
So, and I'll add something to this too. Is that basically we're trying to weed out the crazy ones for them.
The rapists.
The ones that'll, go nuts and key your car, put a bunny in the pot.
It's got a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Then don't get with Carrie Underwood or Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
'Cause
What's wrong with Taylor Swift?
all that's happening to you. Cars
got the
getting
hit.
keyed.
Taylor Swift?
Oh yeah,
When I get divorced, I'm your number 2.
If she has,
You're my number 2.
if she has a HIV, are you still going for
Oh,
it?
game.
Okay.
They got a cure for that now.
Well, anyway, so the point was is try to find a chick that's not crazy. So a thing that would be a red flag, So one of the things was I like to take long walks on the beach. Space, that would be a fill-in. And my thought is, if she says with you, so like, yeah, I want to take long walks on the beach with you. She's probably crazy because she's thinking way too far ahead.
Class 5 Klingon?
Yeah, that's not good.
Star Trek reference.
No big deal.
And
That's
Wedding
not good.
Singer. No. Wedding Crashers.
But yeah, so that was the point. We want to be able to judge, give them an opportunity to show their true colors.
So can I get a sample of this Mad Lib?
Yeah, so here's a sample. I enjoy long walks on the blank, getting blank in the rain, and serendipitous encounters with blank.
Serendipitous.
I like to read blank. I travel frequently to blank. When I'm not busy with blank, I am looking for blank guy. He should have the physique of blank and the humor of blank. I would prefer if he knew how to blank, and blank.
You get the picture.
So have we had anyone respond to this yet?
Yep. Let me go check them out real quick.
But you're gonna have to fill in the whole sentence.
Well, that was the funny part at lunch, is we sent it out to one girl that he was talking to.
Yes.
We were like, okay, send it out to this one girl. And as we were waiting for a reply, we said, you know what, it's going to be this, and we filled in the blanks.
We filled in the blanks.
And we got, how many questions or blanks are there? 10?
I think we got
like 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
And we guessed the 9 that she said, and we read her like a book.
So is that a keeper or is that a ditcher?
That's a ditcher.
That's a ditcher. All
So
right.
here's the problem. That
So,
might be
lady, you filled that out. You know why you were ditched.
that might be the chink in the Mad Lib armor. I mean, unless you're going to get someone with a good sense of humor, you're just going to get these vanilla answers for someone that's not trying.
Matt's gonna end up with Vaughn.
So is that something?
Kidding me?
I'm just saying, you have good answers to those type of questions.
Oh, okay. No, I got
Creative,
you.
good
Thank
answers.
you. Thank
Your
you.
relationship material, Vaughn. That's a good
Oh,
answer.
thank you.
That's it.
Thanks, Brandon.
You'll make
I
Matt
just
very happy.
All right, Matt, so you have one?
I got my next 3 wives spoken for, so.
So this one's pretty boring. These are example of like a plain answer one. So this girl said, I enjoy long walks to my bed, staying dry from the rain, and
How far away is your bed?
serendipitous encounters with.
Seems
I don't
stroke
know,
every
Lowell.
time he says that word.
Wait, I don't know what.
Wait, what?
What's serendipitous? What is
See,
that?
this word's too big for you.
I know, it's a word in the dictionary. I know,
but
That's not a Tinder-worthy
But
word.
look at this is
No.
what she didn't even know what the
Two
word was
syllables.
because she says serendipitous encounters with I don't know, lol. So she didn't know. what
So
it
she's
was.
a dumb.
Laugh out loud.
Perfect for Matt.
So she's stupid.
And so then she said,
can't be right.
I like to read cheesy romance novels.
Okay.
I travel frequently back and forth from my apartment to LA and to visit family. And when I'm not busy with school, I'm looking for a funny guy. He should have the physique of anything fit, so basically me. And the humor of anyone funny. Haha.
That's not funny at all.
I know, she's doing a haha.
So
I
make it
would
funny.
prefer if he knew how to make me smile, not be a perv,
Oh, whoa.
and
She got
keep a
you pegged.
conversation going
Wait.
because sometimes I suck at that.
No,
And
not you,
and this girl, she is very bad at keeping a conversation going. That's why I
She
suck.
doesn't
Wait,
like you.
why
That's
did
the
she? Why in
problem.
the first part does she say she wants to take a long walk to her bed, and then at the end she's like, "I'm looking for a guy who's not a perv."
Well, I was thinking
Yeah.
to my
Yeah, no
bed.
shit.
Women always
No, no,
throw
no,
out
no.
mixed signals. We all
Where
know
did
this.
she
No,
live?
to my bed meant that she
To her
she's,
bed,
she's
what it meant.
lazy. She's
Like
lazy.
she's lazy.
That's how you.
That's how I saw it.
That's the problem.
Are you an
That's
interpreter? When I'm watching the president speak, do I see you right next to him throwing up signs?
He's that fake interpreter.
I can
remember
tell.
that
So,
guy?
so 1 out of 10, I would score that like a 2.
That's
Yeah.
it.
That was
Wow.
That's being gracious.
Well, that's a half.
Yeah,
Get
okay,
out of
that's
here.
low. That's low.
Let me guess.
Don't
That
give her
that
credit
died on
for
the
being-
vine.
I'm just being nice.
No, I just
Yeah.
stopped talking to her.
Yeah,
Nice
Well, she
guy,
lives in
that's
LA.
She
right.
must have
Yeah.
a pretty face.
She's actually pretty hot.
There you go. That's
But
a
she
statement.
does live in LA.
Do we have another one or no?
I was looking for her, but she probably unmatched me, which is
Oh,
That's
pretty
not
Which is typical of
Typical.
me.
no. This
Do you
girl's
know what to
crazy.
do? Because that hardly ever happens, right?
So, how many times have
How
you
do you
sent?
find them? 'Cause
How many
I don't
times
think
have you
there's
sent the
one.
Mad Lib out?
Yeah.
I think 3 times. Only 2 have replied, but
That's fine.
You need,
I
you need to
actually
start
haven't been
fishing with that one.
You
That's
should just
much
quick fire
better.
those. Just paste those and go with
Copy it and leave it set
Yeah.
as your paste option, and just keep kicking them off. Can we post this on our website? Can we get them?
Yeah,
all
we'll
right.
put it up.
We'll put it up
great.
for the website, and anybody who's listening to this.
That's a great idea.
And if they have feedback, add your own Mad Lib.
Oh,
Yeah.
good idea.
Solid.
You know,
And if anybody's interested in dating a 12-year-old gazelle
with a motorcycle.
with a motorcycle,
Yeah, but it's a sweet bike.
It's a pretty sweet bike, actually. I don't have a
do you
seat
have
in the
kung fu
back.
skills or bow staff skills?
Wait,
like
they
a-
can see the bike.
Pretty
on
much a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and every other art there is.
your YouTube channel, Go For Rider or something like that.
Y Rider.
Y
Y
Rider,
Rider.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Now,
cool.
motovlog.
We could see you going to the gas station again.
On his tricycle? Was he on a bicycle at that
Riveting.
time? Or?
I'm surprised you haven't been nominated for something.
It's one of those bicycles that looks like a motorcycle.
It's like he pulls up to the 7-Eleven. I'm like, come on, please be a cherry Slurpee this time.
But he's got like training wheels on it.
Don't they call those spiders? Isn't that who made that?
What?
The tricycles?
Oh, yeah.
I think they were called spiders.
Canyons.
Yeah, the canyons.
Oh, those are
That's
garbage.
what you guys need to ride.
Canyons.
No balance.
Those are garbage.
You don't even need a motorcycle license for one of those.
No, they look stupid too.
And most of us at this table can afford a car with 4 wheels and 2 doors and air conditioning and booming stereos.
I'm gonna have
And
to.
room to actually put a chick in it.
You were driving in the heat, about to pass out when
Thank
you walked
you.
up.
That's
Nina.
right, but
Everybody here's wearing shorts except for you.
You look like an idiot. What are you
No, I
talking
look like a
about?
badass.
Puking on the road.
I'm leaning over.
Trying not
I can't
to
even
die.
see my visors. I don't know. I look like a Power Ranger.
Those are cool.
Pink Power Ranger.
So he's got the 16-year-old Asian woman demographic locked up.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
My kids love Power Rangers.
Yeah, what was the pink ones?
Kimberly.
Kimberly.
Got
There
it.
you go, Kimberly.
So,
let
Matt,
me
when you're
guess-
on your bike, how many times do you like look over and the chick will pull up and be checking you out?
Do you give her the
I
head
mean,
nod?
I'll catch him looking because I can pull up and kind of look with your eyes out of the corner of your
And
eye.
your peripherals.
What
And
else
then-
do you
yeah.
look like?
You don't want to
Well,
go
sometimes
like.
you look with your
You
mouth.
don't want to turn your whole head because then they look. But if they're
I know.
looking, you turn your whole head and then they know you made.
Yeah, God forbid you
Yeah, but see,
See, that's the problem right there.
Why would
want to make eye contact.
you don't want to be a creep. That'll be.
Oh, yeah. Looking at people in public is creepy.
It's creepy.
If I just turn and I'm like looking straight at them in the eyes where
Yeah.
the light.
Yeah, I know.
That's what you do.
No,
Okay,
that's
are you
not
trying to
what
pull a Paul Walker? Fast and Furious
What,
2.
die?
They go down the road, and he can drive down the road while looking at a lake.
Yeah.
Perfect stop. At a stop
I
sign.
can
No
find
big
it out.
deal.
Wait, so here's what... let's take your Y Rider motorcycle blog to another phase. When you pull up to a light and see a chick checking you out,
Yeah.
pan over, dude.
Yeah.
If I got
What's
the
up?
camera on, I'll
What's up?
definitely.
Yeah,
And
chicks like
not just pan
confidence.
over, give her the head nod so you see her, you
Her
acknowledge
reaction.
her. Exactly.
She doesn't give a shit how fast your bike is. You'll never see her again if you just fly away.
Yeah.
That's the mystery. That's
This
the
is what
mystery.
happens
do
in Matt's
anything.
life.
That's the
He
mystery.
pulls up next to a Miata, because chicks drive Miatas,
Yeah.
and then he looks over and there's a hot chick. And then a guy in like a piece of shit 1990s 250 Honda pulls over and actually makes eye contact with that girl, and she makes it right with that guy, and Matt goes straight.
no.
Yeah, Matt's still
They
trying to
don't-
race her.
I'm gonna get you.
Take it to the next level. When you look over, in camera, finger gun.
Oh, they love the finger
That's,
gun.
You know what the problem is?
Short
Stage
shifter.
world.
Short
You know what the
shifter.
problem is that hasn't been brought up? The problem is he's looking over at the dudes. Looking at the ladies.
Are we using the wrong app? Are we supposed to be on Grindr for now? It's cool, Matt. We're in California. Said so.
Yep. So I'm gonna give you. That's the problem. You don't know how to tell if they're a woman or if they're a male.
How is that a? I can tell who's a woman and a male.
Are you sure?
It says it in their bio, idiots.
So you did pull up to a house at a stop sign, and there was somebody outside the house. Did you actually turn and look, or did you just drive by?
It wasn't a stop sign. It was more. I'm driving by. This is a residential.
Wait, what is this in
I'm going a
reference
little
to?
bit-
This
We all
he
know what it's
ran
in
into the
reference to.
ex-girlfriend at a
We'll
stop
see.
sign. and-
Wait. You ran into the ex?
all the time. I have to drive by to get here.
Well, you don't have to drive by.
He chooses to
No,
drive.
hey, I'm not
He
even
likes
driving
the
my way.
paint.
Dude, you
No,
need to throw
yeah.
some revs at her.
Yeah, you of course.
Pop
you-
really? Yeah, I'm
Where?
on the bond.
Don't pop wheelies. Because if you lay down in front of her, you're going to look like an idiot.
No, she
of
runs
these.
out, gives them CPR. They're back together.
That doesn't happen
Squint
that way.
style.
Oh, okay.
Just like squints.
No, actually, I pull up today. I was on my way here. I'm riding by the usual road because I'm not going out of my way. I don't let her win.
Oh.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Ooh, show her.
So I'm ready.
Drive by her house again. That'll work.
No, see, then she's like, "Who's the badass on a new bike?"
Who's the badass with the new car in front of her house every week?
Runs out, gives him the check. chest compressions when she does mouth to mouth.
Oh, you just can't let go. You got the girls flip flop. The dude's doing mouth to mouth. She's doing the chest compression.
According to the new CPR, you don't even have to do the mouth-to-mouth part.
Oh,
It's just chest
For him,
compressions.
it's not optional. But the dude will totally be willing to. I'll give him mouth to mouth.
I'll clear his airway with my tongue, guys.
I got this.
So,
But
there was
Suck
that
it in, sing it, tuck it in your mouth.
New cars.
That's good. They're probably just better hiding it.
Since the topic's up about your ex, I've heard some rumblings that something's got to be brought up on the show about the ex.
Yeah.
Who has knowledge of this? Because I have no idea.
Well, I think Mr. Ship should be.
Well,
there,
yeah.
right?
So the knowledge around the table is that she hit me up, and she was, the classic ex. Hey, I got your some of your stuff, and so I was like, "What is it?"
Did you make that face move too?
Yeah,
Where
it
it
looks
looks to the right.
His voice dropped like 6 decibels.
Well, yeah, no,
What
she knew
is
that's
it?
what I
You're
sounded
not a
like.
badass. Stop acting.
I was like,
It's your
What is it,
retainer.
babe?
You're like 12. Where'd you leave a teddy bear?
Speaking.
No, and so she said, like 3 shirts and something. I'm like, I don't remember losing 3 shirts. Those might be someone else's shirts or some shit.
Definitely.
So I was like, yeah, you leave them out. I'll pick them up when I have time.
Oh, what a shit.
I'm a pretty busy guy.
Yeah.
And so then
that
it
went
comes
well.
around and I'm like, I don't want those back. You probably sprayed perfume on them and everything. So I'm like, I don't want that shit. So I told her, I'm like, you can just throw it out. It's no big deal. And that was that. I had the upper hand there.
So, how much did it hurt when you got the text?
Actually, when I got the text, I was...
You had the biggest grin on your face.
No!
He saw the from. He saw the from.
Guys, let's tone it down.
I'm sorry.
Let's take it down.
Oh my god, Emily.
Let's tone it down. Actually,
Beat that out.
let's do a little scenario. Okay, you got that text. It's been at least 6 months since you heard from her, right?
Right, I think
So
so.
that message, it must have pulled something in your heart, right?
It pulled it out.
Pulled it out. No, gentlemen.
That's sick.
Women will do that. How did it? So
It just ripped it out like a claw. And then I was like, just kidding. Bitch!
No. See, ladies. Matt is a very sensitive kind of guy, and here's the deal. That hurt him. He doesn't want us to show that it hurts, but it hurt him. And he thinks, when he gets the stuff back, he didn't want his stuff back, first of all, because look at what he said. She's going to spray perfume on it. Is that going to bring back
Now give me
memories?
smelly ass clothes. I don't want that.
Smelly ass clothes, or does it
Girl
smell
perfume.
just good enough?
I just smell like girl perfume.
It's like
Girl
picking a
perfume.
scab, huh?
It's ripping the scab right off.
Drug
Ladies,
addicts do that all the time.
Ladies, this man here is very fragile. He needs your help. There's only so much we can do. Only the tender love of a woman will get him over this.
Wife
There's
material.
nothing more that we can do. We need your help, ladies. We
For
need
5 cents a day.
You can bring joy and happiness to just one child.
You'll get a picture every week of young Matt.
His progress pics will be coming to you every week. He's gone from 137 pounds to a welterweight of 147 pounds in just 6 short months.
Actually, it's more like 150.
Don't lie. See, I lie about how much I'm overweight. You lie about how much you're underweight.
Pure muscle, though. So.
Yeah, it shows. Ladies, we need your help. He needs help. He's very damaged right now. He's very fragile. He tries to talk tough.
If you want to cuddle this Somalian white boy.
But I'll tell you what, he's a loyal man. He wants to get married. And I can think of no better person to build your life on than this foundation. It may be small. It may be weak. It may even be fragile, but it's a foundation nonetheless.
Dare we say it's a spacious 2-bedroom?
No, it's more like a 1-bedroom shit box that I just found. But it was my own. And this can be your own. You can help him.
One right swipe away.
He's one right swipe away, ladies.
Super
Don't
right.
let silence. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. He's a good man. He's just been mistreated.
He's been privileged his whole life.
Don't ruin this. He's been mistreated. And only you could show him what true love is, because up until now, all he knows is pain and hurt and getting clothes returned to him. And long
Better
long
smell it.
hikes that he didn't go on. But I can say this final thing, ladies. He is a good man. But he's all yours. He's available.
just find him on Tinder.
Or
And
the NBD show.
And at the end
and
of the show.
you need to complete the Mad Lib, please.
And Twitter at the Shook Knight.
At the Shook Knight.
See, that's him trying to be tough still.
You can listen to that voice every day.
Okay, you don't want to turn them off.
They all just left
Just
swipes.
We should take a clip of that
super denied.
and put it on your
Super
Tinder.
dislike.
And just have him click
Super
on it.
dislike. I fucking hate this guy. Uninstall.
So did you get the clothes? What was the story there?
I said,
Keep them.
throw them out.
They're probably all my own shirts anyways.
What a power move!
That was a power move. I was like, checkmate.
She's like, well, I know what I'm getting my boyfriend this Christmas.
He's the same size!
Extra small.
No, it won't fit him.
Oh no, it'll fit him
XL.
because you know those douchebags like to wear the tight clothes. It'll fit.
Or
I think there's someone in the office that wears mediums.
Mediums.
Oh, mediums.
Mediums, and I wear it because I got fat. I wear larges. That's medium larges. Why are we focusing on me? We should be focusing on Matt.
Putting up a riot shield. You always try to bounce back.
Well, I do.
So I think for the next show, Matt's going to have to bring some Mad Lib knowledge. We're going to go ahead and read them, and we will score them live on the air.
Ooh, I like
I'll
it.
send some more out because I'm getting matches every day.
Are you? How's that working out?
Well, most
Well,
of them are.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
to my standard when you hit.
Not up to your standard. What's your standard? Let's talk about your standards.
Tens match with tens. I already told you.
Just
and fours match with fours. So
Which is why I found a 10.
do I need to remind you of my past? I was the trash man. We need to go there
I'm
again.
not the trash man.
You're the recycle man? What are you?
Recycle man.
He's the recycle man.
Come around
He
to
gets
the
all the used cans. No, you need to start. Here's the thing: relationship advice for young Matt. We're all grown men here, mostly. We should be giving him sound advice, and we're welcome to have this advice be put on the NBD show page as well.
It could help out other young men.
Could help out other young men. There's plenty of guys that are in your position. My brother, not so much because he actually knows how to go in for the kill. He's not timid. I taught him well. You don't listen to me.
He's like a timber wolf.
He's a predator. You're like a lamb. You're like the gazelle. He's the hyena. He's like the cheetah. You're the gazelle. You guys need to be more.
Wait, so your brother's going after Matt?
when those two did meet, he did destroy you.
That's not.
He did burn you.
Let's not take a different path.
in this topic, this sounds horrible.
Well, yeah.
Never asking the
How did
show.
he destroy him?
You weren't there for that.
And what?
Oh,
He walked funny for a week.
he burned him mercilessly.
Why do you think the bike went on its side?
But in all seriousness, we've all been broken up with, right? So, in order to get over that, you need to date more, and then it just seems like it's a memory of the past. It's just, you put it behind you.
And the saying, the 40-year-old virgin, you need to burn through some hood rats.
Yeah.
That's damn straight. You know what I'm saying? I'll take you to the South areas. We'll get you hooked up.
But he's afraid of the hood, so.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, tons. So what do you want?
Yeah, he dated one.
No, but what do you want? What do you want to do with your relationship? Do you want a girl? Do you want a relationship, or do you just want to date?
Well, currently right now, I'm not financially. I couldn't do the whole relationship thing.
Why not?
I'm trying to save money.
For what?
Buying motorcycle gear,
For
computer
what?
parts. What do you mean?
You
I'm
find
gonna
that
ride around by
relationship
yourself.
Someday possibly rent.
You're gonna ride off into the
No, that was not on the list.
You know how expensive a male hooker is?
Oh, is that where all your
No,
money
I don't, Schwartz. Would you
Yeah,
like
seriously.
hookers?
I don't know.
Is it
But
cheap?
Matt
Yeah.
knows.
I don't know. I couldn't afford
Is
it.
a race car bed an aphrodisiac?
Oh.
It's a sweet car. Though.
New wheels for my race car bed.
It's a ride that we will remember.
No, but what do you want?
It's
Do you
a
want
ride
a
that we will
relationship? Or
remember.
you just want to just date? You gotta tell us what your expectations are.
Yeah, I'm in a relationship, but I can't have a girl who's all needy.
Well,
That's every
women.
girl in this planet.
There's some that aren't as
So-
needy.
well, you just had one. How
Yeah.
did that work out for
That
you?
was a. I didn't have money, man. That was
And obviously, you're getting pictures of asses from girls that want you, and apparently those don't.
Yeah, who does that? You just turn your nose up at
Apparently,
it.
those don't work either. So
that's called the wave in.
There's a location when the good girl's too far out.
Oh, but
it's like
that doesn't
Gentlemen,
exist in the
here's the topic. How far would you go for a hookup?
That's a good
Depends on how hot she is, but
and we all know what she looks like. What is this?
for what he's and Mr. I got a
and
motorcycle.
And you got to remember, right now where he's at,
Gas
it's
mileage
140 in Arizona, dry spell for him.
Yeah.
Like, we're not talking, rainy season.
Yeah.
But
He's in
that's
a
his
dry
own
spell.
doing. He has had straight floods, and he's like, "Let me use an umbrella so I don't get wet."
Because I saw
He's like the green box. He's getting athlete's
He's like
dick.
Moses. He just parts the sea.
Thank you.
Women are flying around him.
And he's like, "No."
My athlete's dick is real. I've had that. That's not fun. I'm not kidding. That is real.
Well, if you weren't into that foot fetish stuff, you wouldn't get athletes.
No,
Wait, athlete's dick?
Yeah,
I've heard athlete's
it's
foot.
where you take the
it's
sock.
It's the same fungus that you get with that.
So did you...
It's all.
He used the
Do I
sock.
really need to go there?
He used the sock from
Yes.
his sweaty days.
Oh, that
No, what happened was I took antibiotics and that depletes your immune system, right? Well, that same athlete's foot fungus is all over your body everywhere. Everyone here has it. But when you take antibiotics,
I don't have it.
No, it's always on your skin.
I don't have athlete's foot on my wrist.
No, but
It's the same bacteria.
it's the same fungus. It's on everybody all the time.
So if I rub
why
my
is it
wrist
called
on my foot, I'll get
No,
athlete's
because-
foot.
Yeah.
For whatever, some
Don't
people
do
were
that.
susceptible, but
Because
for whatever reason, I got it on my junk. Got it on my junk,
James analogy.
and that was fun. I thought I had some kind of fucked up.
He's gonna bleep this whole episode
I
out.
went to the doctor, and he goes, "No," he gave me antifungal, and it was good. But I digress.
God, how embarrassing is that?
just
Put
picked
the
the wrong
antifungal
sock.
cream on your junk?
How do you think the
Whatever.
doctor felt? He's like, okay, let's see it.
Dude, that shit.
How do I tell this guy this?
He's like, this shit's scabby. How long you
You
been
know,
using it?
you know that Gold Bond medicated powder?
But to have
Yeah,
to
go
go-
get some for your junk.
You've got athlete's penis. Doesn't sound bad.
It doesn't sound bad.
Like you use it a lot.
It doesn't.
It makes you sound like an athlete.
But then when you go in, you have
I may not be an athlete,
on my junk.
I may not be an athlete, but I'm an athlete. No big deal.
Please, you couldn't make it to the Olympics with your skills.
Thanks.
He couldn't even get the trials.
I don't need to. I'm married. I have all I need. You, on the other
Well,
hand,
you need to go to the Olympics. He gets it more than every 4 years.
Barely.
Or he doesn't, that's why he can't make the Olympics.
well, at least I get to the trials. You, on the other hand, I've never seen someone like you. You're like a camel. You don't need to drink for years at a time. That's strange. You don't even get agitated or anything.
No, the worst part is when a camel finds water, the camel still drinks.
True, that's a fact.
True. You're more like when I was 19, I would get mad at I would get more physically aggressive if I didn't get it at least every other day.
You're an aggressive personality.
Yeah, because you make me upset.
Why are you aggressive every day at work?
You need to ask?
Yeah.
We just figured out why.
Barely every 4 years. Oh, am I wrong?
It's been 2 days.
Son of a bitch!
Hulk smash.
I'm ready now, Dad.
No, we need to stop it there. That's it for this one. We're gonna on that bombshell. we're gonna end this show. We'll pick it up again next 2 weeks from now. Just athlete's penis. Keep it in your mind. Keep it.
It
ready
does
for next
exist, I
week.
found out.
Hashtag athlete's penis.
It's an
Hashtag
epidemic.
Space
It should go viral.
It's an epidemic.
Oh,
All right,
I thought it was.
go for it.
I said, do we have a shout out or
No shout outs today.
no shout outs today? All right.
All right.
Hey, but we are looking for liquor sponsors, ammo sponsors, and anything else?
Cigars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, snooze for the gong.
Snooze for the gom, cigars for the rest of us.
Not any rubbers for the shook night.
He won't use them.
Wait,
He
wait,
blows them up
he
like
makes the
balloons.
king
Yeah.
size ones, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
What are
If
they
he
called?
would use them.
Magnums.
Yeah. Like
Still
not
looking
the
for extra smalls. Can't find them in stores anymore.
Quick last story about Magnums. So with Magnums, we went to my buddy's truck and we put a Magnum on his tailpipe, and he started up his truck and it went, and it popped hella loud and he got hella scared.
The worst story to end the show.
Thank you.
That's not funny.
Bombshell.
That's pretty good.